Hey, everybody. I hope you are doing well. Super excited about today and money mindset and all of that. Give me just a moment. I'm going to make sure that I have it going. I'm sorry I'm a few minutes late. I had a student kickoff call today, and it goes from 10 to 11. So give me just a moment, getting everything set up here, but we are ready. I am excited about this. And I just want to see that people are on. So if you are on, can you say hello? Good morning, Raina. Hey. Okay, so I have two screens. So I have the Facebook group because I do not see comments that come through there on the stream here. But if you are also on my other social media platforms, feel free to say hello. I can see that it's working. Good morning, Julie. Good morning, Shammy. Good morning, Aaron. Okay, awesome. This is going to be a lot of fun. We are going to talk about money mindset, but more importantly, what I did to quadruple whatever it is from that income for your spouse, for your family, for yourself, everything. Who wants to quadruple their income? Who is super like, I'm going to quadruple my income? Hello there. Let's see. There's a little bit of a delay. Good morning. Oh, I love how many are actually on like the other channels too. This is great. So I could see it. All right. I see quite a few. Who's ready to? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Great. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how. So today I will go over how to get yourself there. The most common roadblocks I see that are hindering the women from reaching their goals. I'm going to give you some tips, tools, and strategies to get you to making more money. I have been prepping for this all week. I do have notes, and this is because I want to make sure I cover everything I want to talk about. I'm going to throw a lot at you here in the next hour between the Ask Us Anything and everything. So do not worry. We will leave the replays up so that you can come back because it's going to be a lot of stuff. So Monday, we talked about changing your feelings around money. If you didn't catch that, go back and check that. On Tuesday, we talked about getting clear on why you want to make money. That's another important step. And then finally, yesterday, we did a very powerful live on affirmations and how it like drastically changed everyone and what they were thinking and all of that. And so we had a lot of fun this week. And so today, I just want to know if you're watching the replay, comment replay, but where are you located? I would love to see. The other thing is I'm going to be doing a raffle after my live before the Q&A. So we will do that as well. But also, I am very much someone that thrives on your feedback. So I want to see you guys commenting the crap out of this. What are your takeaways? What is really speaking to you? When I go into objections, feel free to share your objections. Where are you struggling? Because this live is purely on money and mindset. Now, you can apply what I'm teaching you to anything else in your life, but with it being money week, I want to make sure that we focus on that. So, comment, and answer again. Who is looking to make more money? Into the comments. If you're wanting to make more money, the more you give to this, the more energy you give to this, the more you're going to receive. So before we go into this, I just want to repeat what I've been repeating all week. This is from my own practice, as well as I pulled a few excerpts from the books I read and the people I follow that talk about abundance and money. So take what applies to you, forget the rest, and just be open-minded. Okay. We are going to do all kinds of exercises, but I want to say and give credit to where credit is due. So I'm going to share the books where I learned a lot of this from near the end of my live. And then I'm going to also tell you what I have applied personally, things that I shifted more to match where I was at. So please just take what works for you. And before I get into this, I have a cough. For those of you that haven't been on, I got COVID in December. The cough is still not gone. So if you hear me coughing, it's what it is. And I can't control it. So I have cough drops, I have water, but I just wanted to kind of give that. So you're like, what is going on with her? So let's go ahead and get started. The biggest challenge that you are going to have is getting over your own belief system around money, your own beliefs. For example, if you are thinking that receiving money or making money is hard, it's going to be hard. It's only hard to make money because you believe it's hard. And it's only difficult because you expect it to be difficult. But really, all it is adding another zero. And we had a student that was telling us how she challenged herself to do more luxury properties. And she literally said, I had to just think of it as another zero and not put so much weight on it and not worry that it was considered a luxury property. And so she started working with higher priced properties. And she was like, I really had to stretch myself to do this, but she started doing it and it was really cool. Like, it's really cool to hear of that and how she's working with these higher properties. Making money is only hard because you say it is, because your mindset thinks it is, right? And so let's think of it this way. You know that quote, if you believe you can, you are right. And if you believe you can't, you are also right. This is all based on your beliefs. This all begins and ends with you. And say it enough. Okay. So it's funny. As soon as Sherna said the cough, I started coughing. I do so much work on manifestation, and I discard a lot of like those limiting beliefs around manifestation. But you have to do that inner work, and this is a daily practice. This is sometimes an hourly practice. Mindset is not something that just happens once in a while. You are constantly thinking. You are constantly talking to yourself in good or bad ways. You are constantly having to work on yourself, and it's not easy. And one of the biggest things that I learned from Amanda Frances is you have to become a match with the energy of money and align with the energy of receiving money. And so I've been saying this all week. You need to believe and you need to show up as someone who is worthy of it, right? And I wouldn't say mute your mind. I would say change how you're talking to yourself. So a comment just came in that said, I need to mute my mind. Don't mute your mind. Just change how you're talking. You want your mind to believe that you can match the energy money that you're trying to bring in. So when you do that and you show up as someone and you believe that you are going to receive what you desire, there is a level of empowerment you create. You are already worthy of it. You are already worthy of your desires simply just because you are. But do you believe that? That's where you have to get your energy to. So you want to believe that you are worthy of it. There is nothing special you need to do. That's over all of these amazing like affirmations yesterday, because it will raise your belief system and trick your brain into matching that money manifesting energy. But you need to believe with everything inside of you. Your mindset has to be stronger than your current feelings, and you have to have with no shadow of a doubt that it will help you. You guys mentioned yesterday, remember when we were on the live, I was having all those tech issues and you could tell that I was getting frustrated. And which that's just tech for you. But what I did was, as I was saying the affirmations, you could tell that these are affirmations I practice a lot because my energy instantly calmed. Even though this is like high vibe affirmations, I was instantly calm. I felt it. And I got myself into that space that I always get myself into when I repeat my affirmations. And so the same thing is for you. So my question for you is, do you truly believe, into the comments, I'm looking at both of them, do you truly believe that you are able to make money you desire? And if you don't believe that, comment too, because we're going to squash that during this live. So I'm going to wait and get some water. I hate this delay. I got one yes. Okay, there we go. Okay. Awesome. Great. So next step is to trust. Trust your desires. Desires are placed in you for a reason. Amanda Frances says desires are your safe guidance system. I can't reword that any better than this, right? It's your safe guidance system. Go off them. Follow the next step that your desires create for you. Trust your feelings and vibes around it. So, for example, if it feels good, your desires, then you need to go for it. If your desires do not make you feel good, I find that weird, but it is true. Sometimes you desire things that you know necessarily aren't good for you. Then you need to rethink that. All of your desires have you feel good about maintaining. And if you do not feel good about becoming rich, we're going to bit, you're not going to. and it's not going to feel great. And we're going to rework how to say that. So, one of the things I recommend, sorry, I'm trying to get one of these, is you need to trust feelings and your vibes around it. And desires will give you your next, like, inspired steps, as we call it. All week, I've been saying that when you are aligned, you will get inspired actions, inspired steps. These are your steps. These are the path that God or the universe. Oop, hold on. These are the path. Give me one sec. Oh no. My Facebook crashed. Okay. These are the steps that, like, God and the universe is giving you to reach the goals that you so desperately want. Your desires are not wrong. They're not greedy. They are there to help you go after what you want in life. And so, how I get into alignment, we talked about this yesterday, and you saw me shift from stressed to being completely calm, is I will speak information affirmations, and they will instantly put me in that flow. So I will speak kindly to myself. I will speak positively to myself. I will repeat affirmations until I feel that emotional connection, right? Like yesterday we did that emotional connection where so many of you were literally in tears repeating affirmations to yourself because you so badly want to believe what you're telling yourself. And that's what affirmations do. They start tricking your mind and you start believing it, but you have to shift and you have to constantly say it. And so I do this and I will speak affirmations and they instantly put me into that flow. And I will meditate and I will act as if I already have the amount I desire. That's another cue here. Act as if you already have the amount you desire in life. And in that case, if you desire more money, then we are looking to make a minimum of a certain amount. And we talked about this earlier this week. So, what I do is I think of how I would feel having this kind of money. What would I say? What would I do? How excited I am when I see that amount sitting in my bank account, right? So, people had vision boards when we did our vision board party, and they had checks of the amount so they could visually see this check looking back at them for the amount that they desire to see in their bank account. And when you do that, you have to bring yourself to that level. It doesn't matter that you're sitting in a beat up car or your home is falling apart. It doesn't matter that your clothes are itchy and you have holes in your clothes. You can't worry about that. You can't think about that. I know, Liz, easier said than done, but I've been there. If you know about my story, I manifested this beautiful home I'm in with this amazing view of the water when I was in the worst time of my life, starving because I didn't have money for food. I had to make sure my son would eat. And my clothes were not nice clothes. I had holes in them. Some of them I had had since high school when I was 25, 26 at this time. I was in an apartment in the worst part of town, very cute apartment, but it was like I was not even making enough to make the rent. I still don't understand how I got approved for that apartment, but there's this kind of stuff, and you have to. What I did instead was I envisioned me in this home making this kind of money. And this is before I really understood mindset. And I would do that. And you have to act as if you're already in your beach house with the view of the ocean crashing, or you have to act like you're in a penthouse overlooking New York City or Miami, or you have to act like you're in the mountains sitting on a rocking chair on your deck overlooking the mountains and the hills of greenery. It doesn't matter. You can trick your brain into believing you already have, what you are looking for. And when you get into that happy place, think about it. Think about it. Think how calm, like I get emotional thinking about it, how calm I feel, and my brain is happy, and things will start aligning. And your brain, literally, this is a scientific fact, your brain cannot tell the difference between what's reality and what's not. So if you continue to feed your brain these good thoughts and these daydreaming and all of this, your brain is going to start imagining as if you have it. And then you'll feel these high level vibes, and the income is going to start skyrocketing, and it's going to come from all these other random freaking places. And it's just, you're going to see it. And so what you need to do is get yourself into a high vibe. So how do you do that? Besides affirmations, share with me, for you ladies into the here, um, is how did you get into that? How do you get yourself into a high vibe? So mine's affirmations, but for people that may be lost, what do you do? Here's another thing I do. I've been manifesting a Jeep since I was a teen, and I kept talking myself out of it and talking myself out of it. And finally, I said, it's funny because we were talking about it. I had written on my 33rd birthday, I did this exercise. I'm not going to go too deep into it. I could do another live if people are interested, where I wrote to the universe and then I let the universe write back. And this is going to sound really freaking crazy. And when I went into that second letter, my handwriting changed. It was like I couldn't even understand what I was writing. It was like the universe was channeling through me. And I know I sound crazy right now. But one of the things it said was go get the Jeep. I now have the Jeep. I went and custom ordered it a couple of weeks after that. It came in January once it was made. And I now have the Jeep. And it puts, whenever I'm feeling sad, I just get in the Jeep, I put the top down, and I drive. And it makes me feel so good. So if affirmations for whatever reason is not working, I get into my Jeep and I drive around and I blast music. I used to just start dancing around my house. I would look freaking crazy. Didn't care. My dogs would look at me like I had lost my mind. But it got me into that high vibe. So into here, what are you doing? Oh, thank you. I have chills from that story. But it's very true. Journaling, books, meditating. What else are we doing? Ashton Martin coming my way. That's what you need. Print it out, put it right in front of your desk where you're going to see it every day. What else are we doing? I do affirmations every morning. I love it. What else do you do to put yourself in a high vibe to help other women out that maybe are like, I don't know what to do? To raise your vibration, you can meditate, dance, favorite music, spend time in nature. Yep, singing, dancing, loud music. I love it. I love it. So keep going into the comments here. I want people to see because they are, especially those that are maybe watching the replay. Post-its everywhere. Yes, you are my kind of person. I have post-its everywhere. Okay, so now you get to this alignment. You're aligned. And you are going to feel this like innate need to do something. This is where that inspired action comes into play. That's the universe's way of telling you how to reach your ultimate goals. The steps have no choice but to come when you believe it's 100% going to happen for you. So you are in this high vibe, you have this music blasting, you're feeling good, you're in this vibe, you'll know when you're in it, trust me. It's like that time when it just, no matter what, it feels like it's going to work out, right? Like you just know it. And so when you get to that point, you're going to get inspired action steps. And you may not even realize that it's an action step. It might be something as go stand outside and you just feel this need to go outside, but then you happen to go outside and one lady happened to go outside and go walk her neighborhood and found 2 vacant homes that she ended up putting on contract in the same week. Things happen like that. She felt this inspired. She's like, I don't even walk. And I took my dog on a walk and he looked at me like I was crazy because I all of a sudden started strapping him up for a walk. And then I saw these 2 homes that I have never really noticed before because I took this different way in my neighborhood. She ended up putting him under contract. You will get that. And so we talked about this the other day, that when you started thinking of financial freedom, real estate investing came to mind. Somehow real estate came to mind. Then as you were looking into REI, we came across your path, Laura and myself. She'll be on here in a little bit. And the universe or God, what you believe in, gave you this desire for a reason. So somehow, some way, real estate investing came into your pathway for you to make money. And we say this all the time. Real estate investing is like the lottery ticket. You wanted more money, you wanted freedom. So God said, okay, let me implant this idea of real estate investing in her head. I started shooting her ads on her Facebook. Liz came across, and now we're here. Don't ignore that. The universe or God, what you believe in, I'm going to say both because people have different beliefs here. I want to make sure I cater to everyone. Higher power, what have you, is helping you reach your desires. Take that step toward your financial freedom. Take the risk on yourself. REI is here. I am talking to you for a reason right now. You're sitting on this live that's going to be insanely long, and I've warned you of this all week. And you're here to manifest more money. And I somehow got into your vortex for you to listen, and you are here because you are supposed to be. You are in the right spot at the right time, and you need to trust that. Okay? So, does anyone remember how REI came across them into the comments? By the way, I am reading all of your comments coming through and I am loving the feedback. But does anyone remember how real estate investing came across their idea? While that's coming in, I'm going to explain how it did for me. So, yes, everyone knows I was born into it. Laura has literally been investing, an active investor since before I was born, so long time. Over 35 years. I think she quoted me, she corrected me at Dallas, and it was 36. My bad. But I had no interest in real estate. I didn't want to be in real estate at all. I grew up in it, and I wanted to blaze my own path. And I was, as I was telling you, I was living in this apartment. I was incredibly broke. I was working for Laura as a personal assistant, but we were still kind of figuring out what that was going to do. And so I started working for one of her students because I have a degree in internet marketing as well, on top of all the other degrees I have. And I was like, I was doing internet marketing for the student named Cliff outside of Atlanta. This is when we coached men and women. And he was co-wholesaling anywhere from 90 plus properties a month. But again, I was only doing his marketing, still no interest in real estate. And as I was doing this marketing, I was kind of looking at it. I was like, he's got to be making a lot of money. And I'm over here like struggling. And so I asked him, straight up asked him, what was he doing and how he was doing it. And he looked at me and he said, you should really talk to your mom. She is the one that's teaching me on this. And I was like, you're right. And so that's how real estate came into my like vortex. Um, and I think up until that point, I wasn't mentally there to handle anything prior to that. So it kind of shows you how when you're ready, things show up. And I was ready. So I got it. So in going back into this, you have to get into the true belief of money. You can't doubt it, because if you doubt it, it will work for you, then it won't happen, right? So if you doubt it will work for you, then it won't happen. Not even a little. You have to truly believe. Ignore those thoughts right now. Tell them to fuck off. Okay. Yes, I cuss. Tell them to fuck off. And ignore the people in your life who don't believe. They don't have to believe for you to believe. They can stay in their mindset, and you worry about your own, and you stay strong in your own abundance, and they will either come around or not, but you can still manifest it. You can still manifest it. I have dated people that do not believe and think I'm crazy for what I do. And then I say, well, yeah, but the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. Why am I making way more money than you are, but I work less than you? Because of my mindset. And so that is very true. And so they will come around or they won't. And I say this a lot. You can make one right move, one inspired step, one decision, and you are going to make a shit ton of money. And can you imagine that once you're fully aligned and you get in this inspired step, you start making a lot of money? That's all it takes, that one shift. And this is real. I'm a living testimony of it. And I'm going to explain more on the how here in a minute. So let's first talk about what are roadblocks. I read through a lot of your stuff this week, and we are going to talk about it when it applies to money, because that's the topic of the week. So let's address some roadblocks around money, and I'll show you how I manifested so much money last year. And for those of you that have not watched the other ones, I started with, I was going to double my 2021 income, which was already really good from real estate, but I didn't want to do anything more. And so I was going to double my income. And then by May, I had already tripled it. And I was like, well, now I'm set to quadruple it by the end of the year. But I was like, just kind of being like, yeah, it's going to happen. And then in December, when I finally like ran all my numbers, I had, and I knew this, but I didn't know it was this severe. I had quadrupled my May income. So not quadrupled 2021's income, but my May income. And that was pretty intense. And I saw it happening and I was like, holy crap, this is actually working. And it was pretty cool to see and see how life can change. And I can tell you right now, I'm already on the path to double, if not triple, my 2022's income. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of doubling and tripling. And so I wanted to do that. And I started reading all these books. I was really going to like change my mindset. And I wanted to do this without adding more to my plate. I didn't want to add another revenue. I already have 3 different businesses that I run. And I really knew that money could come from all avenues, not just the businesses I was doing. And so I challenged myself and I started reading all these books on money mindset, which I will share here in a bit. I started doing all of their exercises, and guess what? Money literally started flying in. My real estate career boomed. Properties started coming in more and more. I started making larger profits per property. So even if the amount of properties coming in only went up a couple properties per month, the profits became larger. I started making more, even when it was hot market, right? I started finding buyers that were playing more of a big game, like they wanted to buy multiple properties at a time. I met people who elevated my mindset. They started coming kind of into my vortex of people that thought larger and bigger. I got placed into a room of billionaires, and I was one of 6 women in this room. I'm not a billionaire, but I will be one day. And I got placed into this room with them. And it was like things like that. Things started opening up for me. And I started receiving, I'm not kidding, random checks in the mail. Just things started happening. So the biggest question I asked for you, and I asked on Monday's Live, is are you being honest right now on how you feel about money and making it? Right? Let's see. I'm reading comments. So, oh, Kathy, you're so sweet. I'm into high five living. Yes. Okay. So I want to say this right now. Don't be afraid to say you're in this for the money. Let's be real. It may not be the whole reason you're getting into real estate, but it's like the main, if not top 2. You are in it for the money. You want financial freedom. Stop trying to hide that. Stop thinking you're guilty for wanting more to make more money, even if you're already content, or that what you make isn't enough. It's okay to be a little vain about this. I wanted to get into real estate because I wanted to make money and I wanted to do this, this, and this. And when you hide the fact that you want more money, you're actually blocking that energy and money from flow to you. I'm not saying go scream it to the world that you are wanting more money. What I'm saying is don't be afraid to admit it even to yourself. Right? So let yourself want what you want. Let yourself be okay with making so much and not thinking you're a bad person. So I went into the comments now. I am okay with wanting more money because you can tell yourself with more money, I can do more. I can be more. I can give back more. I can help more. I am okay with wanting to be wealthy. You can tell yourself, I'm okay with my bank account overflowing. I am okay with abundance. I will not be made to feel guilty for wanting more for myself. There is nothing wrong with being wealthy. There's nothing wrong. And I'm going to dive really into this. There's this bad connotation around wealthy people, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I want to see, I am okay. There we go. With making more money. Come on, ladies. Don't be shy. There's a lot of you watching. Don't be shy. If you're having a hard time typing that out, you have blocks. Straight up. You have blocks. Believe it or not, what seems what seems like a lot to you now in a year is going to seem like nothing. Okay? There was a time when $10,000 a month seemed like this was such a far-fetched idea. And I knew that when I made $10,000 a month, I had made it. I was rich. All of that, right? I knew, and I just was like, okay. But now $10,000 months mean I'm damn near broke for that month. I'm not freaking kidding. Like, where did I go wrong? And it's all relative and it changes as your mindset grows. And this is a good thing. This is good when $10,000 seems like you're broke. It means you're growing. It means you're on a high vibe. You're on a different level of thinking. It means you're moving up. It means you're aligning with your higher and best self. Right? So I hear all the time, well, Liz, so many people that make a ton of money are greedy. They're actually horrible people, or they're selfish and they take advantage of the less fortunate. And I don't want to be like that. Stop thinking that. No, stop thinking that. You are literally hindering your success with that comment alone. Keep up with that kind of thinking, and you're never going to make more money because you have a negative connotation to it. I said this the other day, money only amplifies who you already are on the inside. So if you're a good person, money only amplifies that. So if you're a greedy person, then yeah, money is going to amplify that too. But I am not available to think just because I make a lot of money, I'm a horrible person. I'm not available for those kind of thoughts. I'm a damn good person. I know that money will only amplify that about me. Money helps me change lives across the country. Money lets me be here for you guys and change your lives. I use money to support my team, which in turn supports their family. I use money to donate to charitable causes. I use money to empower others in real estate investing. I use money to give random gifts to people I love, my students, my team, you all, at my events, strangers. I use money to pay for more tools to get my business out there, to help more sellers, and even help you guys. I use money to give my son the best life he could ever have. Literally, kid has a great life, gets to do everything he wants to do, and that's setting him up for success later. That doesn't make him spoiled. He is an incredibly grateful child. He tells me every day what he's grateful for, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's all about that. Money allows me to do these things. Money will allow you to do these things. It allows you the freedom to do what you want. It allows you to change other people's lives like I do. Money is a tool. It's a tool I use to better my life and the lives of everyone around me. And I'm not ashamed of making money. And I'm never going to be. I'm not, even when I meet people that literally snub me because they think, oh, she has no idea what she's talking about. She's privileged. You have no idea what I grew up like. And so I don't care. And I won't allow that to one person said, I feel like being with her is like living, what did they say? Like, I'm tired of acting like the Jensens or something. And he just wasn't on that alignment that I was. And so I'm blanking on what he said, but it was like one of those things that it was just like, okay, we clearly aren't meant to be. Right. So don't be ashamed of making money. Don't be ashamed of being wealthy. Why? Because why would I be? I'm not going to block my path to success for some very limiting beliefs that money make people bad or greedy. The most successful people in the world give away most of their income. They donate large checks to charity, and they continue to make more and more than they give away. And they continue to change lives, and they help the less fortunate. And so this goes into next belief that we need to debunk, which is money is inconsistent and scarce. We talked about this the other day, but let's dive in deeper because no, we have to stop thinking that. You are literally stopping more money to flow to you because money is only energy. And I would remember that I would used to, when I would have like good checks in the beginning, I would go and buy everything I could possibly think I would need in the next few months just in case the next deal doesn't come in. And it's stressful thinking that way. And now I just buy just enough of what I need because I know more money will come in. But when you constantly think that money is not going to come in and you're going to have just like this one hit wonder and all of that, then yeah, money is not going to keep coming in. Just buy just enough and always know that more money is going to come in to replace it. Okay. More money is going to come in and it's okay. And money is going to flow to you because it's energy and you're on that energy path. And if you believe in the law of attraction and that your thoughts create your reality, then you need to think that money is always going to be replaced. You can always make more. There are always opportunities for it. And you have to believe that what you will spend will come back to you multiplied. So we talked about the woman in my inbox yesterday that literally was saying, I don't even know how I'm going to make it to Thursday. And then she was listening to my live, which she wasn't even supposed to be on. She was actually trying to do something else. She stumbled on my live. She's been following us for a while. She had the husband in the back rolling his eyes at what I was saying and rolling his eyes at her because she truly believes she's going to manifest more money. She gets off my live. Not even 2 minutes later, her mail comes in and there's a check for $1,500. This happens all the time. I was talking to another friend last night. I'm not going to share names because I'm not going to do that to them. This is personal. But I was talking to another friend last night and I literally was able to calm her down. And she felt better because her renovation was not going the way it needed to go. And it was costing her a lot more money. And I said, okay, let's calm down. I said, be grateful and stay in the gratefulness that you had the money to cover this to begin with, to cover these mistakes. Yes, money is getting taken away from other things that you were going to do, but focus on this. You have the money that you didn't have before to cover this renovation, to take care of all the issues that it's causing that would have gotten worse if you didn't do this, and stay in this state of gratefulness that you have this money and more money will come in. Yeah, it takes away from the next thing that you were going to put into the house. That's okay. More money will come in because you did this one right. And you're not going to have to worry about this renovation anymore. You're not going to have to worry about everything going wrong with it, right? And she told me last night and today she feels way better. She feels more aligned and better with it because I had to talk her into the abundance of money and that it will always come back. It always comes back. And I genuinely believe that. And I told her, I said, stay grateful, stay in that state of gratitude that you have the money covering all of this. And I repeated it over and over and over. It will all be okay. It will all work out. I'm so glad you had the money. The beauty of real estate investing is that it's not a 9 to 5. That's what everyone loves about it. You're not on a salary cap. What you get in comes back. And so it's literally limitless on how much you can make. You can make 10K a month to a 10 million a month. There's no limit, right? You can always replace what you spend plus some, but you have to get to a place where you believe that. I'm almost done. This is so long, but it's so good. So I'm going to jump into a few of what I saw comment wise. I have a fear of losing everything like I did in 2008. I had the same exact fear, believe it or not. I grew up in real estate. My mom we went through 3 recessions together in my time of all the way up to 18. And my mom lost everything in 2008. Okay. And I had the same fear. It's actually what inhibited me from doing a deal for the first 10 months that I was interested in real estate. Okay. And Laura sat me down and it took us 3 hours to really figure out why I was not getting out of my own way to do deals. Cause she's like, you're my daughter. You should be my most successful student. I don't know what the hell is going on with you. Come to find out, I was terrified of what happened in 2007, 2008. I was terrified. I have a son. Like, I'm a single mother. I'm still a single mother from this conversation. And I didn't want to put all my eggs in one basket and lose everything. And she had told me that the reason she lost everything was not real estate related. She just didn't reinvent herself. She had burnt herself out doing real estate for over 20 years at the time. And she had burnt herself out and she gave up. She said, I could have reinvented myself. Short sales started being a thing and I could have done that, but I just didn't want to. And for 2 years, she didn't. And that is why we lost everything. If she would have reinvented herself like she did when she finally got, I say this with so much love, but when she finally got her head out of her ass and she started doing short sales, she had, I think she said 18 short sales in less than a month under contract. Like, Laura's amazing. Once she puts her head to something, it's going to happen. And she was completely getting herself out of debt. And so, but I didn't know that, right? Because I was 18 at the time. I was more focused on the fact that I was stressing out that we were losing everything and we were broke and like we didn't have gas, so we couldn't even take hot showers. And, I didn't see her end of burnout and all of that. Another comment I saw this week was about upbringing. They're being told that they can't make more than their upbringing. And their family literally asked them, who do they think they are to do this? Let me just say this. If the poor or less fortunate didn't have the option to get rich, then you wouldn't see all those poverty to riches stories that you see. I mean, how many people have you seen in your life go from flat broke to multimillionaires? I mean, Dean Graziosi. I was just reading one of his books and he talks about it all the time. He was incredibly poor, couldn't even afford clothes, and now he's so wealthy and shares that knowledge. Other people, Oprah Winfrey, Dolly Parton, Arnold Schwarzenegger, J.K. Rowling, Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz, Steve Jobs. There are so many people that went above the means that they were brought up in, and they make a ton of money, and they came from nothing. I'm sorry, but we all have the right to make money. We all have that energy, and your family could even have that option if they change their mindset. You all have access to it, right? It's all a mindset shift. That's it. Every single person could be wealthy. And if you're like, well, then no, there's not enough money, then you're already in that lack of abundance, right? Another comment I saw is she went to Ethiopia, and when she comes back, she feels guilty for having what she has. But I just don't believe that, because the more money you make, the more you can donate to their countries and help, if that's what your calling is to do. So what you can do is come back and make a shit ton of money, and then go and donate it and help them out, help them build homes and schools and provide food for families. Like we do Operation Christmas, and where we adopt families. I do that. I love it. And I buy them gifts so their parents don't feel like that. I even buy the parents gifts. You can do things like that. So instead of thinking, I feel guilty for having more or wanting more or having what I have, turn that around and say, you know what? I'm going to bless other people with it. This is all a mindset shift. And as long as you feel guilty and worry about what others think or feel bad for making money, you are going to stay where you are. And that was living proof until I started doing my money mindset. And the final block I want to cover is release what happens if you mess up, because you're going to mess up. I really hate to say this. You're going to mess up. You're going to learn though. And if anything, you're going to learn much better by making by making the mistake than never making a mistake. And if you lose money, it will come back. Stop stressing over it. It will come back. And when you think of it that way, it will always be replenished. It won't be the end of the world if you make a financial mistake. But if you live in the fear of making a mistake, you're never going to give yourself an option to even have a mistake happen, and you will never do anything. And that's far worse than the mistake you could have made. So, you're welcome. So what do you feel your block is? Any other blocks that maybe I can talk about on the way here? In that meantime, I'm going to say this. Do not be ashamed. Do not be scared to get vulnerable. If there was a belief or something that came up while I was talking that maybe triggered you, then you need to acknowledge that, even if it's just for yourself, because until you deal with this block, you will stay frustrated and wondering why the hell it isn't working out for you. And so change your thinking, write it down on your notebook or whatever, write it down, and then change your thinking, spin that thought around, and I will try and debunk anything else that comes through while we're live. Last but not least, you want to know what is required. What is required is to show up, is to do the work, is to get your mind right, to get yourself right. Your desires will have no choice but to come and fall in line with what you're working on. If you want real estate investing to work for you, I can tell you it is 90% mindset. I see it every single day. I work with a lot of people. It's the way you speak to yourself. It's the way you carry yourself. It's not just the tools and the knowledge. Honestly, I could provide all that to you. But if your headspace is not in the right spot, you're going to continue to get in your own way. So you have to get out of your own way. So who commits to that? And if so, I want you to comment. I commit to changing my mindset to being the very best version of myself. So I commit to changing my mindset to become the very best version of myself. I'm waiting. There we go. Are we still watching on the other channels? There we go. I love it. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So we talked about affirmations. I'm not going to go into that again, but I do want to show you the books that I read that got me into like this high vibe. Just make sure that you watch those affirmations. Take the ones that work for you, because that's really going to be the game changer on believing yourself and going into success. And that is really what helped me there. So I'm going to share with you 3 books that I've read. 2 I read last year. And then this year, I'm going to add the new one. And you guys already probably know what it is, because it talks a lot about success and mindset and how you are going to become successful. So the first book I read, because I had already had it in my arsenal, was You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. This is a phenomenal book. I still apply a lot of like the exercises and teachings she does. And I'm going to show you one of the exercises I do. I'm pretty sure it came from this book. And I'll show you here at the end. Okay. So this was a phenomenal book. If you have not read it, I recommend it. But if you're going to pick one of the three, I want you to pick the next one. Okay. The next one is, and everyone knows it if you've been following me, I raffle it all the time, is The Rich as Fuck by Amanda Frances. More money than you know what to do with. This book is where the game changer happened. As soon as I started reading this book, the check came in the mail, the first check. As soon as I started reading this book, my income started doubling. As soon as I read this book the third time, my income started tripling. And it was weird, but yeah, exactly. This is a phenomenal book. If you are going to pick one of the three, I'm sorry to the other two, but this is so good. See, Julie, we're in synchronicity right here, right? This is such a good book. It does come with the matching journal. I just didn't want to. I was running late to this, so I didn't want to try and find it. These all actually sit. You see all the space on my bookshelf. These are my top books ever that I've read and loved. These actually sit there, so that's why I was able to grab them. I'm actually going to be raffling this book today, along with my raffle. So if you did not get this book, at the end of every book, there is an exercise, by the way, to do. So at the end of every chapter, there's an exercise to do. Do the exercises, even if it takes you forever. Okay? Do the exercises because this is amazing. She is how I manifested so much money last year because she completely transformed my way of thinking. And then last but not least is this book. You see all these tabs? I got this idea from my sister. This is all the tabs she does to remind herself things she wants to look back on. Well, I did it too because it's a good idea, but now there's like 50 tabs on here. This book is phenomenal. This is called Millionaire Success Habits by Dean Graziosi. This is the book I was referring to earlier. And so this is a really, really good book. It's so good. I honestly, I read this book in 2021, November 2021, which is someone's asking what's the name. This is Rich as Fuck, as well. Rich as Fuck by Amanda Frances. She's laying in a bathtub of money. I mean, you can't get better than that. And then Millionaire Success Habits. This is the first book I've read that has truly inspired me since I read Rich as Fuck. And I read mindset books every day. It's so freaking good. So I pulled a lot of his teachings on my live on Monday because I always share what I'm working on. So good. These are the three books. So we have Amanda. Can you please check your Slack? We have You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. We have Rich as Fuck by Amanda Frances. And we have Millionaire Success Habits by Dean Graziosi. Sorry, my team is on, and so that's why I did a call out to Amanda. Really good books. I'm going to raffle this one off today, along with your flowers and everything. And yeah, I love what Kathy said. I'm addicted to personal development. Me too. When I left my divorce, I did not believe in any of this stuff. I didn't believe in law of attraction, mindset, nothing like that. And I knew that I needed to change that. And when I did, my entire life changed, like literally changed. And if you see, someone actually commented on this. I've had two people now say it. One was a friend and one was a student. The student was the first one. I had walked in, they hadn't been around for a couple of years, and they did not recognize me. They were like, you look so different. And then at the end, he said, I was trying to pinpoint what was so different about you that I almost didn't recognize you. And he said, it's because you are completely different. Your whole entire way you carry yourself, everything is completely different. So that was pretty cool. And then my one of my friends that has known me for over, I want to say, has known me for 15 years. She said, if the person that had left your ex and the person you are now walked in the room together, you wouldn't have recognized each other. Like, you guys look so different, the way you carry yourself, the way you talk. And that I have that, it's not just money. I have all the mindset and the personal development that I've done to make that happen. So now we're going to try one exercise that has literally been something really cool. And I've done this before. It's actually, I read it in the book, You Are a Badass at Making Money the one thing I say is practice 15 to 30 minutes a day on working on yourself and your mindset. So 15 to 30 minutes a day can put you years ahead and wealthy beyond your desires, but you have to work on it and stick to it. So one thing I need to do or did was an exercise is I started leaving money around the house. And let your family know so they don't start picking up your money. But let your family know, or they're going to be like, what the hell? Why is there random money laying around? And you leave money randomly around the house so that money is always within reach. It's just like this way of thinking. So money is always within reach. So leave ones, tens, 20s just lying around in plain sight everywhere. And you've seen me do this before. This is the same $10 that was on a few months ago. I always have money just like sitting on my desk, right? I have money sitting on my desk. I have money sitting on all these like random spots around my house. But keep money sitting there at all times. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So this is just a really small exercise to end this live where you always feel like money is within reach and it's just a constant reminder. Okay, so keep that there. So we are going to end this live with a statement of gratitude. So I want you to take a few deep breaths in and out. We are finishing up. Take it in. Breathe out. Now I'm going to read it because I already pre-wrote this because I wanted to make sure I covered, but you are welcome to close your eyes if you want. And you are going to speak to God, the universe, higher power. So God, thank you for abundantly blessing me with everything that I have in my life so far. Thank you for being there for me and always showing up when I needed you most. Thank you for allowing me to be part of this live and to let Liz share the knowledge with all of the wonderful women here. Thank you for giving me my next inspired step to living out my best and true authentic life. Thank you for giving me the authenticity to make more money and to help others and share that knowledge with the people around me. Thank you for blessing me with more and more income and more abundance. Thank you for making money come to me effortlessly and in unexpected ways. Thank you for putting me in this exact spot at this exact time. And thank you for providing the income I need to live in my home, to wear the clothes that I am wearing, and the food that I get to eat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are about to open up for an Ask Us Anything. Laura, unfortunately, is not able to get on, so I will answer what I can. I only wholesale. And then we will go from there. One thing I do want to talk about is if you really, really enjoyed this, we have an upcoming 5-day masterclass starting technically tomorrow. The pre-masterclass live is tomorrow, but it starts on Monday. We are going to be covering wholesaling, buy and hold, and fix and flip. I'm going to have guest speakers. I'm just on one of the days, not every day. It's Laura and I that lead this. We are going to give you action steps. We are going to be teaching on what to do and how to do it. There's a lot of cool stuff. We are going to be doing really big raffles throughout the day. There's all kinds of stuff. It's only $27 and it will literally change your life. I have people on here that have been on one of these before. I only wholesale, don't worry. Laura does everything else. So Laura does wholesaling, buy and hold, fix and flip, raising private money. She does everything. She's been doing it since 1987. That's 36 years. But this is a game changer. So I am going to, for those of you that are on my other channels, I'm going to comment on here. Amanda put the link there. We start tomorrow. Okay. So if you want to get on and join us, it's going to be amazing. It's such a fun, high vibe community. We have such a blast in there. Liz, would you recommend us attending a masterclass multiple times for any new content and reinforcement versus using the times? No, I always say come back. There's always something you're going to learn differently, especially because your knowledge and what you understand of real estate changes. Like, you don't know how many students come to the first like event and they're so confused and so overwhelmed that they miss on so much. Then they come to the next event, right? Or another attendee, and they heard something that I definitely probably repeated before, but they couldn't understand it then because they just weren't there yet to understand what I was saying. They didn't understand terminology. I always say, come back. Is it all day? Is it live? It will be recorded. Good, very good question. Thank you for reminding me. They are recorded. They are left in the group for the entire week, that Facebook group that is special to this masterclass. It's live. We do this live. No, we are like legit live. You will see because we have all the issues and everything. I read comments like I am right now because I am live right now. And it's only 1 hour a day, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern every day. And then 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern on Friday, just because it's the final masterclass. So you can go back and access it anytime throughout your week. And you have the weekend as well. So you're there. We give so much information out. It's like literally, we have asked people, and in the past, they like comment that GIF where it's like the water hose is like killing them because it's just so much information. It's phenomenal. It covers all the strategies. It does not just talk about wholesaling. There's raffles every single day. It's a blast. So I definitely recommend coming. The pre-masterclass starts tomorrow. The live, where I kind of go over what to do, what to expect, where to be, how to access everything. The actual masterclass starts on Monday, like the actual classes. But the pre-masterclass is at 10 a.m. Eastern. Everything's in Eastern if I say that, by the way. I try to do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is we are going to raffle. This is what we are raffling, plus the Rich as Fuck book. So this is what we are raffling today. I wanted it to be something that made the ladies that, like the lady that does receive this, feel good, right? I wanted to make sure that it was something that kind of went into the live, which is, I believe in abundance. I keep fresh flowers all over my house. I don't care that they die. I don't care. It makes me feel good every time I walk in. And it's gorgeous. You also get the chocolate in the book. So we picked this, me and Amanda picked this and fell in love instantly. And so this is what we are raffling alongside the book. How to win our raffles is right now. We're trying to find a way where we can do like whoever's watching gets access, but it doesn't tell us everyone that's watching. We're trying to figure out ways to make this across all of our social media platforms. But if you are in our Facebook group, whoever commented the most in the last week gets to win this live. We are trying to raffle. Now you can tell I'm getting tired because I've been talking for an hour straight, and I had the call before this. But you comment the most, that's how you get entered. We are trying to promote a community here, and the more you comment, the more you're helping out, the more you're in there and commenting and talking and sharing and liking and having fun, and it's just a really good community. And so we want to reward the people that help us build this community. And so it changes actually every week. It's kind of cool. We have a lot of consistence. And so people are like, well, she's won before, but she's the one that's commenting the most. So we do believe in that. So what I'm going to do is get that raffle winner now. Who's excited? Who wants this? While I get some water into the chat, who wants this? And you just have to comment on our post and other people's posts. You're so welcome, Phyllis. I'm glad it helps. You're so welcome, Shammy. I can't wait to meet you in a couple weeks. Okay, yay. Okay, so winner is... Ready? Sonia Robert. Believe it or not, you were our most commented person this week. And so, congratulations. It's your week. I'm just going to say that. It's your week. Amanda told me who was the most commented, and I was like, fitting. I could see that. You're all over. So congratulations, Sonia. You have one. I know you're on. You have 1 week to claim this. You just email into Amanda at questions@realestateinvestingwomen.com, and she will make sure this gets out to you today or tomorrow. I know, right? When she told me your name, I was like, wow. What a week for her. So this will get out to you today since I know you're on. I know you'll see this. So congratulations. I'm so excited for you. It's it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Awesome. Okay. We are going to try this. I think what I'm actually going to do is call Laura and see if she can help because she's not able to get on the live because of internet issues. So give me 1 second. I'm going to get her on the phone, start putting your questions in. We allow one question per person. I'm going to see if she can do this because I literally just thought about this. So our Ask Us Anything means you can ask us anything. It could be about the live we just did. It could be all the way down to anything about real estate, but it's one question per person, meaning if you send in another one, I will not answer it because I have to be fair to my paying students. Definitely come to the masterclass. Amanda's going to continue to post that throughout into the comments. I will also make sure I continue to post it on the other channels. Please come. You will not regret it. It costs less than it costs now to eat. I mean, eggs are almost the same price, right? So $27 is nothing. It's nothing compared to what it can do for your future. So I'm going to mute myself real quick. I'm going to call Laura and we are going to get you guys on. I just need to warn her that this is what we're doing. So give me 1 sec. Get your questions in, ladies. Hey. So I'm okay. So questions. Laura agreed. I'm going to put her on speaker. You want to say hi, Laura?
Hello, everybody.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So we got questions coming in now. So I'm going to go ahead and read them. Julie's saying, do I need a proof of funds letter for wholesaling? I've been watching a lot of videos and some people talk about needing it, but don't really provide context for when you would need to use it. This really kind of cracks me up that people ask this because you can literally find a proof of funds letter online even if you don't have the money. Is it ethical? No, but people do it all the time. Laura, do you kind of want to talk about that?
Yeah, don't give people more than what they ask for. Meaning, when you submit a contract, unless they ask you before you even submit the contract to do the proof of funds letter, don't give it to them. Okay, now, like Liz said, if I ask them, you can get those online. They're pretty generic, and you can get some really good ones where they actually even supply your phone number to call the private lender. They will say, yes, we have the money available for whatever transaction. So, but don't stress on it. Get your contract out there, and if they do ask you after you submit the contract, then you can get one online. But yeah, no, never give more than what they ask for up front.
I hope you heard that. If not, I can repeat it, Julie. Let me know. Okay. Alicia stating, where in your day do you set aside free time to read? I need those books. How can I enter the raffle? Enter the raffle by joining our Facebook group. You are on YouTube. Is any of my team on YouTube that can comment with it? Okay, glad you could hear it. They heard you. If they can comment the Facebook group, but I actually wake up really early, so I don't wake up my son until 6:30 for school, and I wake up between 3:30 and 4:30 depending on the day, and that's when I tend to do all my morning rituals. So that's when I tend to read, journal, meditate, pump myself up for the day, all of that. Okay. So yeah, and I will have my team comment for you, Alicia, to get into our Facebook group if you're not in there already. What is your best lead source? This is going to be really funny considering that I solely do virtual, but drive for dollars. Literally drive for dollars. So anytime I go to the cities that I'm in, which I try to go once every couple of months, I drive around and I invest that way, or I get my leads that way. It has my highest return on closings. And then Laura, would you like to give them a virtual option?
Am I unmuted now?
I never muted you. I just took you off speaker because I have someone vacuuming my house right now.
Oh. Okay, well, the other person that was saying something about the books, one of the things I do is I have them on Audible. So, and one of the other thing I do also, I multitask. So I listen to the books, I go for my walk, I meditate, and I visualize all at the same time. So when you go for a walk, I take my dog for a walk, I listen to the audiobook and visualize and meditate. I sit at the park bench. I can also do the journaling at my park bench. So I do at least 4 things at the same time. And the other thing is, the good thing about it is that you tend to walk more because you feel like I want to listen to the end of the chapter now, and so I'm gonna walk, and so my dog loves it. So that's great. As far as virtual real estate, what were you asking specifically?
So what's our best lead source right now?
For virtual?
Yeah, for like what? Because I said Drive for Dollars, but if they were going to do virtual, what would you say is our best lead source?
Oh my gosh. Well, I like the one I've always used is the absentee owners over 60 years of age with 10 plus year ownership in multifamily. That's the best one. And any variation of that. And you can use any of the public databases that you would get out there. Those are always good to do that, but my favorite is the absentee owner with 10 plus year ownership over 60 years of age. And if you want to add multifamily, I actually was talking to one of my agents here a little while ago, and she said, oh my God, there's so many right now of these 2 and 4 unit buildings with long ownership that are going on the market. So that's a good one right there.
Awesome. I was asked, would you be so kind to post in the group your statement of gratitude? Yes, I will do that after this live. If I don't, please remind me. Next question is from Sharon. Should we create a business entity such as an LLC specific to REI from the start, and how should we name it?
Well, we cannot give legal advice, right? So anything I say right now is for educational purposes only. So that's my disclaimer. Yes, you should get an LLC or a corporation just for real estate investing. And as far as naming it, my suggestion is name it something that is kind of resonates with this local investor. What I mean by that, so for example, in Florida, we call our LLC SunTrust. In St. Louis, because there is an arch, we call it Archway. So the thing is, you want the people that you deal with to feel like you're local. You're not this company that's big company nationwide with a name they never even can relate to. Okay, that giving personality into the business is what will set you apart.
Yes. And last question I'm seeing right now is Kara. I have a pile of assignment contracts to choose from on file. Trying to figure out which one is the best to use. Some are only a page, others is 4 pages. What is your sweet spot on contract length?
The shorter, the better.
Yep. I was going to say the same
you
thing.
want to keep it short and simple. The longer you make, the more you open yourself up for the other party to want to read through it, have an attorney review it, and all of that.
I agree. So ours is 2 pages. It's 1 page front and back.
Yeah, and the assignment, we have only 1 page.
Yep. Okay. Any other questions while you have us? I'm not seeing anything come in, but I know there's a delay. Well, we've already gone way over. I already told them that they have to come to this masterclass, that it's going to be really, really good. Would you like to say anything else, Laura, before we jump off?
No, definitely. We have this great masterclass planned for you. There's a lot more than just the strategies of real estate. We're actually bringing value of different coaches and different ideas. We're going to have one on the class too, right, Liz?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I told them guest speaker, but now you just gave it away.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we might have actually a second guest speaker. And so she's going to talk about really cool strategy about virtual investing. So, and she's somebody I've worked with for 15 years now. So we have a lot of good surprises for you. Plus we have raffles. You really don't want to miss this. This is a really, really good way to really jumpstart it. This is the only masterclass we've done this year so far. And we're not going to do anyone until probably later towards summer. So you really want to be part of this.
Yep. And I see some questions coming in. We are covering all of this during the masterclass. So I know some of you are asking double questions. We are covering a lot of these questions during the masterclass as well. But when is the best time to open an LLC? That's the last question we have. AKA,
Well,
when do they actually need it?
I would open it as soon as you start deciding you're going to invest in real estate. That's one of the things we have our students do before they even get into the training. So that's really good for you to do that as soon as you can. Now, if you're in an area where it costs a lot of money to open LLC, I know like New York or California, you have to and you really don't have the money, you can go ahead and do a deal under your name. But then again, be very careful how you do that. Make sure you have the right clauses on the contract to back out or renegotiate. And then use some of the money from your first deal to do that. But yeah, ideally you want to have it beforehand.
Yep. Okay. All right. So they are posting the link every couple of comments. But thank you, Laura, for getting on. I'm going to hang up and close out. Okay. All right. So I warned you this was going to be probably the longest live that we have done. It definitely was. It was pretty fun. It was amazing. I hope that this was incredibly beneficial and helpful for you. I posted the statement of gratitude on the Facebook fan page, but I'm going to also post it in the comments as well for those of you that want it. Where can I find a purchase and sell agreement approved for the state of Missouri and Kansas? We offer it to our students, but you can find a lot of these online. Okay, so you're not only going through agents, there are off market ways of doing this. So I highly recommend that you join the masterclass because we'll teach you other ways too so that you're not always going through agents. Okay. All right. So I hope that this was amazing for you. I hope that this was helpful. I'm trying to get to the bottom of the chats here because now I posted that thing. Okay. You are so welcome. I hope this changed your mindset. I hope this really opened doors for you. I hope that you see that it can be done for you, that you don't need to do anything special, but work on your mindset and believe that you can have this. Money makes the world go round, right? It's there. It's everyone needs it. Everyone uses it. Just the tool to get you to where you want to be and a tool to help others. And you will always pay it forward. You will see that as you make more money, that you will turn around and pay it forward to the next person and the next person and the next person. And it only makes you feel better and puts you in a higher vibe to make more money. So I'm going to jump off here and take a minute for myself. And because I've been on calls for 2.5 hours, 3 hours actually, I've been on calls since 9. And so I'm going to do that. But I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I hope this week was truly influential for you all. And I will talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.